Bora.
Estão fazendo para jogar qual jogo?
Abre a live do Joker.
Salve, galera, bem-vindos. Bora aí então, né? Faltando 1 minuto. Tô aqui com o Du.
Salve.
Salve, galera. Bora lá então. Menos de 1 minuto aí pra o especial repórter aí da Ubisoft. Bora lá então, pessoal. Estou muito animado. Vamos ver aí o que vai vir aí pela frente. Acho que a gente já sabe um pouquinho, né? Mas espero que eles estejam animados. Eu adoro essa música, cara. Muito bom. Espero que venha coisas boas aí também, gente. Vamos lá, vamos assistir ela.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to a special report dedicated to Year 5 Season 2 Puppeteers. And also, welcome back Yannick.
Hello.
It's
Yannick.
nice to have you in this room
It's been
again.
a very long time.
Hoje
I
ele
haven't been in
apareceu,
one
né?
of those, so,
Até que enfim ele
I feel
voltou a
like
aparecer,
it's
né?
my first live stream forever. I don't know.
Nossa, é verdade, né? Bonitão os caras, mano.
Quanto tempo o Yannick não aparecia aí, né, cara? Eu gosto dele, cara.
It wasn't
great.
that bad. It wasn't that
No,
bad.
it was never.
Lembro do Division 1, cara.
You only missed
Controlled.
what, two
Deixa eu mudar de câmera
previous
aqui.
live streams, right?
Acho que fica melhor do outro
Was
lado.
it just two?
I
don't know.
think it was just two.
Aqui embaixo
It's
fica
like you
melhor.
haven't had me on one of those for like the past 3 years or something. I don't know. Maybe I upset you. I said something wrong.
It's not my fault. It's just, yeah, Morgan took your place while you were away.
Martin was like, no, Yannick.
And yeah, I mean, you're not the only person who's back
Mm-hmm.
on the brand. I mean, Yannick is not back on the brand. He's been here. It's just, I did
Yeah.
not allow him to
Nunca
join
saiu,
me
né,
on
Yannick?
live stream for
Poderia
quite
estar
some
mais
time, but he's
comparecendo,
on
né?
his best behavior.
Comparecendo mais vezes.
I have to.
Yeah, but we
Eu só
also
queria essa
welcome
camisa,
Jimmy,
esse
back as a
moletom do
division
Yannick aí.
Yes.
Yannick. Só queria
For
isso.
executive producer, yeah.
Yep.
So it's gonna be good to work with Julian again, and great future for the division.
O cara tá no
For
estilo, hein?
people who do not know
Ah.
who Julian Garrity
Só queria
is,
essa blusa e esse moletom dele aí, cara. Olha que coisa da hora, velho.
reminders.
Yeah,
O moletom é
Julian,
top,
yeah,
cara.
you said Julian,
Muito
of course
bom.
You know who Julian is. No, so Julian Garrity, he's been at Massive for a very long time, longer than me, and he was the creative director of Division 2, all the way to Warlords of New York. He was also on the Division 1 as associate creative director. He's been one of
Tá
the
falando sobre o
minds
novo
behind
diretor aí
everything Division for a very long time.
que era do Division 1, tá no Division
So,
2.
yeah,
Falando
and I,
sobre
of course, went to work on the
o novo
Star Wars
diretor
project,
aí.
which he's going to stick around with and ship. But then after that, he's going to be joining us again on Division as executive producer.
Yeah, super exciting. But we also need to confirm that it doesn't mean that we're moving from Division 2 at the moment. There are a lot of plans
Tá
in
falando sobre
store.
o-
You've seen
o filme
the
também?
5 roadmap. And yeah, we can just reassure everyone that together with the team in Bucharest, we'll continue working on the content for Division 2.
Oh yeah, it's business as usual for us. It's going to be great to have someone to work with, but I mean that doesn't change anything in terms of our ambitions and plans for the Division 2. We still have a lot of things to do with this game.
Yeah, so the support continues.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now with that we decided to extend the seasonal lengths just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The main reason for that is that we, of course, continue working on the new content, but at the same time, also putting focus into the, fixes,
Yeah.
issues, and quality.
Yeah, it's just taking a bit more time, so we can really take the time to add more quality and make sure we're trying
Aí,
to
Du,
work on
Tô,
those
tô.
fixes and.
tá dormindo, caralho?
Não,
Yeah,
tô escutando. Quando tiver uma coisa
So,
muito boa aí, eu vou falar.
Ah, sim.
It's a bit of room to breathe for us, and it's going to help us deliver better content.
But before we're gonna move to actually giving you guys a glimpse of what season 2 Puppeteers is gonna be about, there are probably a few things that I should quickly mention. First of all, some of the videos that we're gonna show in this live stream might be not very safe to watch for those of you who have problems with the like strobing effect. So if there are any health reasons for you to be careful about that stuff, here is
Vamos
your
ver sobre essa incursão aí, né?
letting you know. It's not that severe, but there is one piece of content that can affect.
Eu gostei da
your
unha dela, hein? A unha dela tá bonita, hein, ó. Toda coloridinha.
Heads up.
Tá mais arrumado hoje.
And
Tá
to
mais arrumadinha
give you
hoje, ela.
a quick overview of what else we're going to be talking about. Oh, here is such a nice asset. Yeah, of course, we're going to show the next analyst report created by our friend NGN.
E é isso,
We're
GG?
going to talk about everything that is Year 5 Season 2, including new gear, season pass, new manhunt. So yeah, if that is something that you were interested in, it's incoming very soon. Of course, PTS results, what we decided to change, what stayed unchanged, some descent buffs here and there.
Alguns buffs no modo
Of course, we also going
descida.
to talk about
Como se todo
version
mundo gostasse
that
do
is
modo
called
descida,
Paradise
né?
Lost. I'm super
Tem alguém no
excited
chat aí que gosta do modo descida?
And quality of life changes, we already mentioned it in the very beginning. There are a few
Eu não
that
gosto.
are going to be a part of the TU.
Yes.
So stay tuned. And of course, winter holidays.
Yes, because it's coming.
Yeah.
I was
And
going to say we're in September. No, we're in
It's almost-
October
mais, né?
already.
Ninguém
yeah,
gosta,
I mean,
né?
spooky season just started.
Também,
but
só
we
entrei no
already
modo
talked about
lançamento
winter.
também.
And of course, in the end,
We're wearing orange all the time anyway, so we don't.
Conhece gente que gosta?
yeah, unfortunately, I'm not wearing any brand colors today, but at least I'm wearing.
Ó, falar sobre a incursão, Paradise Lost, a qualidade da vida do jogo, algumas mudanças de vida, né? Sobre o conteúdo melhorado aí, Winter Holidays. E
the live chat and our
Holiday, né, pessoal? Final do ano.
And yeah.
Roupinha de Papai Noel de novo aí e a arminha de bola de neve. É que eu não mostrei aqui porque a minha webcam tá bem na frente. Bora lá ver então. Deixa eu tirar a webcam.
Agents, we've recovered 5 of the hostages taken in the attack on the White House. But with each member of our community, we learned Natalia Sokolova is not the murderous psychopath we assumed. I don't know if it's General Anderson's influence over her organization, or if spending her life on the move is getting to her, but it appears that the Black Task have adopted the True Sons tactics and are looking to shore up infrastructure and build something. What that something is, it's too early to tell without Vic. As Murray says, he knows her organization. He helped build it. Agents, if we want to rebuild the castle and know what Sokolova is really up to, we need to get Vic and unmask the asset.
Mais uma caçada aí, né?
Mais uma caçadinha aí.
And that was the analyst report by NGN. Thank you so much, NGN, for submitting the second analyst report, and hopefully we're gonna see many more of them in the future.
Yeah, it's good to get a bit of a recap for people who may have missed the season, or people who played the season and needed a reminder, because that was, some weeks ago or potentially months ago for some people, and just to really, put everything in context. But yes, at the end of season 1, we rescued 5 of the civilians that were taken by the Black Tusk when they attacked the White House. Amongst them, of course, Mary, who's the girlfriend of Manny and the mother of his future child. But the work is not done. There's more civilians that need rescuing. Amongst them, of course.
Faça algo por nós, pelo amor de Deus. Estamos aclamando por isso há muito tempo.
Remember the days of Division 2.
Que é isso, Rivelino?
missions.
É só uma webcamzinha, não tem nada a ver, cara.
He's been with us for some time already, and he was part of the civilians that were taken. So the idea is we need to go.
Estamos aclamando por coisas novas. Bora, equipe da Ubisoft, pelo amor de Deus.
The Black Tusk, and he knows things, probably.
You're just started spoiling season 2 content already.
Have I?
Before we actually go into all these details, I want you guys to see the trailer for the season 2 Puppeteers first, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the new Manhunt premise.
Agent, what's the worst thing you've seen in the last year? The dollar flu? Hostiles, destroying any sense of progress we've made? Natalia Sokolova? Agent, the people we are sworn to protect rely on us. And we've failed them. Rogue agents are nothing compared to the threats you are about to face.
Eita.
It's time you met the recruiter.
Whoa. Who is that guy?
What are you talking about? I didn't spoil anything. Everything I said was like public knowledge. Yeah, as you can see, the difference between this season 1 and season 2 is that this time we are actually going to give you a target. That dude.
Olha a machadinha do Hunter.
So
Gostei
if
desse
you
Hunter, hein,
remember
cara?
The recruiter, we've actually met the recruiter already. That was in
Did we?
Yes, in season 9. Because the recruiter recruits.
Puppeteers.
That's what he does.
Right.
Puppeteers.
No, I'm starting
Ele
to
é precário.
Remember
Mas-
the end of season 9, the climax.
Parece uma machadinha, machadinha.
A little hunter standing
A machadinha.
there. That was
Hunter tem machadinha, gente.
Whoa.
He's been also kind of haunting us for a while now. And now we're finally gonna
Gostei desse Hunter aí, cara.
get to face him.
Nice. Oh my god. I'm so excited for this upcoming season. But yeah, as you guys can see, we already know who's our final target is going to be, but of course we'll need to continue saving our people. And there are 4 more civilians to rescue before we actually
Mais
uncover
civis para
recruiters,
serem salvos. Ah, não.
or maybe not. I don't know. No
Eu não
idea,
acho
no
legal
idea
ficar
on
salvando
that.
as pessoas,
I
sabe?
don't want to say more. You will have to play the season to
Vai
find out.
continuar salvando pessoas aí na nova temporada, galera. Mesma coisa que a temporada passada, a gente vai ter que ficar salvando as pessoas.
What recruiter, what he does, except for recruiting, I guess.
Hunting and recruiting. Yeah, but
Não
no,
gostei
there will
disso,
be more
não.
civilians, as you can see, more collectibles
Mais civis
about
para
them,
serem
about their
salvos.
role, about what they've been doing in the castle with Manny for some time, a bit more context on, the grand scheme
Eu
of
acho que vai
things.
vir sim esse conjunto. Acredito que possa vir, viu, esse conjunto aí
And
para que a gente
talking
possa
about,
utilizar, né?
Malik, actually, rescuing him would
Tem que
hopefully
deixar
help
mesmo
us
se lascar,
get
viu?
a bit more understanding
Tá se
what
metendo onde não é
Natalia
chamado, esses
is
civis aí,
on
pô.
the side,
Então tá aí, ó.
Hopefully.
hopefully.
Liga em outubro.
If he's being
Cindy
cooperative.
liga, Mel ligue, Jack
I'm
ligue,
just,
enfim.
giving
Tá aí,
wild
ó.
suggestions. Do not take my word
Mhm.
for truth. So, and yeah, this is the calendar that you are seeing right now.
É o calendário
And since
aí,
we
né, pessoal?
extended the
Outubro,
season,
novembro, dezembro, vai até
by some
janeiro.
months,
Meu
there
Deus,
are two
4
important things
meses
to note here
de
that
evento,
first of all,
pessoal.
of course, you're gonna have 5 global events this very season. But
5
another
globais
important thing is
eventos.
that we extended
4
each
meses.
target
Ai,
and
meu Deus do
actually
céu.
by 2 weeks.
Each
E
target, and the
olha
global events
o
are
evento
actually going to be
de
two weeks
vestuário
long.
como vai ser,
So
velho.
you're gonna
É
get
um
5 2-week-long global events. So
um
really
cara
time
estranho
to
aqui, né?
play around with those, grind those, and get all the rewards and grind all this currency and get all those caches.
E o principal
And, yes, the targets are extended.
é eliminar o
It's not gonna
Hunter,
be
cara.
3 weeks, but actually 4 weeks, 1 month between each of the targets to make the season last a bit longer.
Yep, and also give people a bit more time to comfortably, with their own pace, complete everything, and do not rush through the story, because the story is going to be very exciting. So excited for this season. But there are a lot more other things to this season. Season pass, of course, but we'll get to that a bit later. First of all, let's talk new gear.
Opa!
Yes,
Sets novos.
some of you who had a chance to
A gente conhece
participate
já
in
os
the
sets novos,
PTS, you guys probably already know quite a few things about the new gear, and we'll talk about the things that we changed following the PTS and things we decided to not to touch yet.
Yep.
And for the new gear, I guess we can just start with the... Oh, yeah, that's the collector
That's the
chess
collector,
piece.
yeah.
That's the exotic chess piece.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's a very interesting one, and I think it's especially people who love using grenades in the game are gonna love this one.
Yeah, and I think in general, anyway, this season is a lot about fire and explosions. So a lot of the pieces of gear that we made are focused on that. So the collector is, yes, it is for people who like to use grenade or who want to try to make grenades, you know, a thing and a play style. So that's really going to be
Tô rezando pra ver se traz algum conteúdo bom, cara. Pelo amor de Deus.
as well, so they come back a bit faster. Or they actually come back. You don't have to pick them up all the time. So anyway, it's it's one example. There's of course other pieces of gear.
A granada. Aí não, cara.
Focused on that. This is the gear set.
O Eshuro, né? O Eshuro é É da torreta que fica virando 360 graus, olha lá.
Focused a lot on fire and especially the fire turret.
Turret?
Incinerator turret. And basically the idea
Turret.
of this one is when you have the 4-piece
Homem
gear
bomba.
set,
É o
your
homem
turrets are now going
suicida,
to spin in
pum.
a 360
Lembra, foi?
angle and set everything on fire in that area. So it's really
Por que a Ubisoft tem que colocar cores nas coisas, cara? Porque eles não fazem como no Division 1, não existe esses bagulho roxo, rosa. Meu! Cara, é roxo, é rosa, é... Meu! Não tinha que ter isso no Division, cara.
Something that some players had questions about during the PTS.
Yeah, they did because, of course, when we communicated about this gear set, a lot of people drew the
Sete
comparison
Texugo.
with Firecrest from Division 1, which was also a gear set.
Sete
focused
Texugo.
on the fire turret, but the fire turret worked very differently in Division 1 because it was targeting NPCs, so one at a time. And in Division 2, it works differently. You set it in motion, or you set it in position, it has an angle, and then it's just firing in that angle. So it doesn't actually target NPCs. And some people have been asking for the functionality to come back. But in truth, one thing that you should know on like behind the scenes a bit on how things work in the game, even though we are actually showing the turret moving, the angle of the turret is
Tá falando sobre o ângulo da torreta, enfim.
Regardless of where the turret is actually facing. So what that means for this gear set is that everything that enters the range
Branca Rua, pilantra e aí vai. Que é isso, cara? E aí, Dricão? Tá animado aí pro Division 2, ô Dricão? A nova atualização, cara? Esse jogo já era? Que é isso, Dricão?
Locking NPCs in place.
Fala isso não, cara.
So it works differently than the fire turret did in Division 1.
Já até excluiu o jogo? Que é isso, Dricão? Vou fazer você instalar de novo, viu, cara? Você fica falando aí, só vou fazer você instalar de novo, hein, cara?
We're pretty happy where it is.
Yeah, and just a quick reminder that also the chest and backpack bonuses.
Bom, tá aí a LMG aí, cuspidora de fogo, cara.
And status effect. And what we see on the screen right now is the Iron Lung LMG. That is this season new exotic. A very cool design. I really love it.
Sim, muito bom design, uma porcaria no jogo.
It's a really cool design.
O design realmente é muito bonito, viu? Mas no jogo é uma merda, viu, cara? Já testei. Bom, pelo menos o PTS não servia pra porcaria nenhuma. É, cospe fogo. Mas não sai pra nada.
And there is also going to be another brand set called Langmo. That is also plays into the grenades and fire fantasy. It's going to have the named chess carpenter with the talent perfectly made bomber, which increases grenade radius as well.
Yeah, so it's again about grenades and explosions.
Yep.
Ah, não, eu quero ter essa máscara, cara. Essa máscara do Egito.
And grenades are going to be refunded. That's actually very nice.
Ô, Du,
Oi.
comprar aí, cara.
Yeah,
Essa máscara aí, cara.
Mas nem ferrando, cara.
Tu não achou bonita essa máscara, Du?
Não gostei, não.
I am. I actually do love
Que é isso, cara?
Yeah, I mean, once I learned what to press on my controller.
Tá aí, pessoal. Você compra, você ganha mais você ganha 2.000 de crédito, mais 1.000 bônus de crédito e mais de cosmética aí, pessoal. Que é essa máscara aí do
But
Do
of course, that is not the
Exu,
only
tranca-rua.
thing that this season pass gonna have, right? There are a few other things that we want to show. Oh, yeah, there are a few nice skins. So the
Oh,
premium track.
a roupa da gente é legal, essa roupa. Gostei dessa roupa preta aí, hein, cara. Até que enfim não tem nada rosa e roxo, né?
That's one of my favorite prints, by the way. 11 gear dice as well, 3 new emotes, and
Bonita a arma, né? Uma pena que essa arma não é boa no jogo.
Meu Deus, olha essa forma.
Ah, não!
I mean, I love dumplings.
You said you love dumplings,
Yeah,
right?
this is definitely my favorite skin. I mean,
É claro que é favorita a sua skin, é claro, dá pra perceber.
But,
Pelo amor de Deus.
yeah,
Isso é um
while
jogo de
we're
tiro,
waiting
de
for the
guerra.
asset to
Não tem que ter
drop,
rosa.
I'm just going to remind you all that players with the premium season pass, of course.
Eu acho que o Conan vai usar essa arma aí, hein, Du? O que você acha, cara?
Owners of Ubisoft Plus subscription are going to be able to get access to it at cost.
Apple Skin
1,000
Morovia.
And this time, for the very first time ever, you're gonna get. That's not actually for the very first time. It's not
Falou
the
que é
first time.
We did it last season already.
Falou que é o item mais
but
favorito dela.
The thing is, this time is a bit different.
De todos os
and I think
tempos,
a lot
ela
of
falou.
people are gonna be excited. See, I'm building the hype.
Tá todo mundo
Because
tá
I'm very
hypado.
excited.
Olha só o que ela tá
There's
falando.
gonna be a hunter-themed outfit.
Hunter Outfit novo, Du. Será, cara?
Eita,
Meu Deus, Hunter Outfit novo, cara!
Uh,
da hora, hein?
Da hora, hein?
heard you like Hunter, so we put Hunter.
Da hora. Tem que vir! Tem que vir, galera!
No, so that's
Um outfit novo de Hunter, cara.
Season pass, so we get 2 outfits on this.
É da hora.
The one that is themed
É o que a
around
gente
the
precisa
Georgia
de um
set,
outfit de Hunter. Obrigado, Ubisoft.
outfit, but then
Obrigado.
also later in the season pass, you will get to unlock the red Hunter outfit.
Yeah, it is super cool. Oh my god, I really love it.
Será que daria pra trazer
They're kind of newer
sets de divisão 1 por 2? É, seria interessante, né, cara?
We've already had it since season 11, from what I remember.
Nossa, agora eu vou voltar a jogar.
No, we did it
No.
last season.
We
Muito
had
bom.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
the second it's the first time
the
ever.
Splinter Cell
Yeah.
outfit we did last season.
Muito bom, cara. Muito bom.
Probably, I don't know. But yeah, I hope you guys are really excited about Hunter outfit because
Yes,
I
I have it.
It's really doing
Excited.
something to my brains. I started forgetting stuff because
Sim,
yeah,
estou excitado. Estou muito excitado
It-
por
it is
esse
so
Hunter.
Smile. It's,
but this is oh yeah. Thank you for showing it
Bring it
again,
on again.
Dory. I can just watch it for hours. But unfortunately, we do not have that much time. There
Achei
is a
legal,
lot of
cara.
stuff we
Vermelhão
have
com
in store for
preto,
you.
né?
And talking about outfits,
Parece o
definitely
Joker,
that's
cara.
not the only outfit that you're gonna get this time around. Apparel
Bom.
event.
Evento de roupinhas,
Season
galera.
is called Nossas.
yes.
And you can see the few outfits.
Que é isso? Bagulho
from this
japonês,
apparel.
cara? Que porra é essa, velho? Nexus?
So yeah, it's like
Esquece.
streetwear
With a twist.
with a twist. Yeah.
Nossa, só por coreano, hein, cara? Meu Deus.
É a roupa dos coreanos aí, galera. Aí,
It
ó.
was just, to keep building on like exploring new looks and new styles, and I know that some people prefer tactical, some people prefer civilian. We are trying to find a bit of a balance where like last apparel event we did like this kind of military high tech. Now we are going to back
Military high-tech, cara.
civilian-ish,
Meu
but yeah, with a twist, as we said, this is a
Cara, o pessoal da Ubisoft não conhece seu público, né, cara?
Neon light, almost
Definitivamente,
anime-inspired,
cara.
outfits to bring something that we hadn't seen before.
A galera da
No, I
Massive
think
não
those
conhece
of
o
you
público
who
que ela tem, cara.
Enjoyed the streetwear and activation.
Street activation, yeah.
that
Olha,
you're
olha o
gonna
óculos do,
enjoy this
do
one a lot.
japonês, do
Yeah,
coreano.
Cara,
Cara.
esse é um coreano que entrou de estagiário na Massive e inventou essa merda.
So yeah, there's some really cool pieces in this one, and especially I think we will.
O que vocês estão achando, galera? Vocês gostaram do evento de vestuário aí, pessoal?
You like the cat ears, right?
Yeah, and the back.
Deixa a sua opinião no chat aí, bora ver.
The backpack is coming. Here it is.
So nice.
Vocês gostaram do vestuário? Olha a garrafinha rosa, garrafinha rosa. Caralho, um ninja, meu irmão, um ninja, cara.
New uniqueness. with
Samurai,
this one.
samurai,
We've done
é
that
samurai.
already, I think with the past apparel event, but we've pushed
Olha o
that even
óculos, velho. Ah, não, pelo amor de
so
Deus, cara.
As a reward for completing the apparel event, you will get this
Do olho óculos, cara.
And so uniforms, if you
Caramba.
remember, they are the pieces that
Meu
take
Deus,
over
cara.
all or most of your appearance.
Tecno Samurai.
And,
Que baitolagem,
so here it
meu
cover your body, your
Deus.
legs.
Meu
And,
Deus. É
but
um
therefore,
high-tech
the
samurai.
uniform allows us to create pieces
High-tech
that
samurai.
we couldn't do with just outfit pieces. And so, as you've seen, maybe we'll get back to it, but as you've seen, we've made a uniform that is basically a long cloak.
Cara, não tem como adiar o comercial, galera. Daqui a 1 minuto vai entrar comercial aí. Não tem como adiar, senão adiava pra vocês.
Yeah, and actually this one is going to be the completion reward. So
Yep.
there are like 6 outfits in total, but the sixth one, this one that you can see on your screens right now, is the
Parece o
completion
Alok de
reward.
cabelo
Yep.
comprido.
And just to remind you about leveling up your watch to unlock different items through caches,
Bom,
the keys.
eu não preciso falar nada se eu gostei ou não do evento de vestuário, né?
Different sources. Of course, one free key is going to be
Bom,
granted
vamos
to
ver aí.
everyone.
Uma
Premium
única coisa boa aí
customers are gonna
foi
get
o
additional
outfit aí do
extra
Hunter.
keys. And of course, shade
Muito
leveling,
legal.
one key every 4 shade levels.
Mas o evento de
that's
vestuário,
pretty much
não gostei não, cara. Mas isso é meu gosto, né?
But we're not talking about that. So, let's.
I mean, buy them if you want to buy them. That's money for us, which means more support for the game. But you do you. You don't have to.
More
the
cool
beauty of it.
outfits. Let's talk about some other things.
A única coisa boa
Cara,
foi eu não
quando-
ter instalado isso de novo.
Why do we have different cards all of a sudden?
Quando
Weird
ele pega e
count,
fala,
Okay,
cara, compra
okay,
quem quer,
PTS
quem não gosta não
results. Thank you
compra,
so
porque o
much
bagulho
for
tá ruim
saving
mesmo.
that story.
E o cara mandou essa aí, mano.
So
Meu
there are a
Deus.
few things that we
Aonde
actually
mandou?
talked
Ele falou
about
agora,
when
pô, não viu não?
showing you gear, because that was
Aonde?
the
Ah, ele falou?
main focus
Eu
of
não
this
escutei.
current
Quem falou
Quem
isso?
não gostou não precisa
And
comprar.
there-
Porra.
Yannick falou isso?
Sim.
That's my fault, actually.
É, ele é bem realista, né, velho?
At least nothing is
Cara,
upside
coloca as
down
orelhas
this time
de-
around. See, I'm
de
Tara
retardado,
set me
meu.
up and she tried
I'm
to
getting better.
unsettle me, but I'm here. I'm focused. You
I
were saying?
Yeah, I was saying that we
Viu
mentioned
como ele
a few
trata os
things,
clientes, os Endo?
I mean,
Quem gostou, gostou.
okay,
Quem não
from
gostou,
the
não precisa
beginning.
comprar.
Gear
Mano.
was the main
Caramba.
focus of this PTS, right? The reason why we decided not to include incursion as
Cara,
well,
basicamente não
I
tem nada
think
novo, tem
some
roupa
of you
nova
can
só.
understand why, but just to give you
Né?
an idea, we didn't
É.
want to give anyone an unfair
Mas o cara
advantage.
aquele Hunter da hora, né?
No, I mean we
Só,
know how
por
important
enquanto.
it is when we do this.
Ah, só o Hunter mesmo, cara. O evento de vestuário é uma feio.
We will talk a bit more about it. I mean, it would
Os
be
novos itens que vão entrar
so
também
unfair
não tem
to
nada
put it on the
demais.
PTS and allow some
Os
players
sets
to,
gears também nada de
play it
novo.
earlier than others and to kind of spoil everything already on live streams.
O negócio é esperar o Division 3, pessoal.
Say, hey, we are doing PTS under NDA.
E rezar
but
pra que ele
nobody
venha
wants to do
bom.
that would be counterproductive for us. So,
Tem
we
jeito, cara.
decided to take a leap of faith and not put the incursion on the PTS. Hopefully
tinha
this will
que-
pay off. But it's yeah.
Vai
just wanna
vir.
keep the
E ó,
suspense.
eu falo uma coisa,
Yeah,
pessoal.
absolutely, but then the
Vai vir bugs e glitches de,
exclusive
level
exotic
SHD, hein?
version was a
Então,
part of the BTS because of course we needed
lembre-se,
to
se
test
você
how that
fizer, você vai
works.
ser banido, hein?
And a few changes that were made following the PTS.
Pode ter certeza,
actually
toda-
include this one exotic called Ouroboros.
Toda atualização grande com itens novos,
Do we want to talk
Juntos vem
about it now or when
Let's
we
look
get
vários
closer
glitches e
to the
bugs, tá?
incursion?
Então,
No,
pessoal,
we can talk about it and,
não
of
faça
course,
glitches de
everybody's
SHD,
working
senão
on
vocês vão ser
Ouroboros.
banidos, hein?
It was a lot of fun. It was very powerful, and we wanted to address it
Eu
in the
preciso saber
sense
disso.
of well, because
É,
it's
você
such
pode,
an
você pode comprar hack, entrar na Dark Zone, matar todo mundo pela parede, aí em bot. Enfim, tu não é banido, mas se tu fazer um glitchzinho de level SHD, tu é banido. Então, olha só como que é as coisas na Ubisoft.
So
né?
anyway, long story short, not gonna make everybody suffer here too much. The RPM has been reduced from 1500 to
Então, cara.
1350. So it's 150.
E tem gente que defende o banimento, né,
And,
cara?
so it's just trying to reduce it.
Como que pode alguém defender banimento nesse jogo? Cara, um jogo que tá deixando a desejar desde o início, só traz bug, glitches, problemas de otimização no jogo, traz um evento com tudo colorido, sendo que nem parece o Division 1, Division, né? A proposta do Division. Cara,
But it's
Como
not a
pode,
big
cara,
difference,
alguém defender banimento,
hopefully the
cara?
identity remains. We didn't want to nerf it to the ground.
Vocês
We
têm
didn't
que
want to
cobrar,
destroy
cara, melhorias no
this
jogo,
weapon.
não ficar
Still
defendendo
to have,
banimento, cara.
something that's still powerful, so hopefully it's still gonna be up there.
Não
amongst,
faz o menor
the
sentido isso, cara.
most fun items, but in a slightly more reasonable way.
Você entra nos
And we already
servidores
talked about the
da
as
Dark
well,
Zone na
and then we
Europa,
decided to
é um
not
monte de
go
gente usando hack, galera. Aí em bot, tiro pelas paredes, correndo mais rápido, se teleportando, e ninguém é banido. O cara tá lá jogando desde o início do jogo fazendo a mesma coisa e não é banido. Agora você vai lá, faz um glitchzinho de SHD, cara,
On the game for some
você é
time.
banido na hora, cara.
Look at any outliers if it turns out that something
Mas não
was,
adianta, você pode reportar, o Ubisoft não bane, cara.
you know the drill.
Não adianta, cara. Eu já reportei, mandei vídeo, não é, ninguém é banido,
And
cara.
also there were, of course, a few smaller changes. I would not recite all of them right now because we're going to be publishing the patch notes for the new season right after the live stream. So if you want to compare the numbers, the percentages against the BTS patch notes, you're welcome to do that right after the stream. And talking about some other changes, of course, there is also Descent. And I think we should probably talk about that a little bit more. So first of all, the
O
Descent
modo
rewards,
descida aí, cara,
underwent some
as
changes,
recompensas e
for
mudanças do level 40.
players. And of course, the most important one of them is that
Aí, loop,
we
3,
increase the
6, 9,
chance
bom, enfim,
to
tá aí,
receive
né?
reconstructed and
Nemesis,
exotic cash
eu não
for
entendo nada
defeating
disso aí porque eu não,
Nemesis
realmente
from
nunca
12
joguei o
to
descida.
50%.
Yes.
Mas tá aí o bônus de
It's a big increase, yeah.
e
But it's like,
recompensas,
you know,
galera.
you should feel rewarded for
E
reaching
recompensas
the goals.
garantidas.
Like you can keep playing after Nemesis, but ultimately, you know, like we want you to be able to make the decision when you beat Nemesis of like, okay, am I satisfied with what I got? And so we want to make sure that you get enough rewards. And as you can see, reconstructed caches, it's not just on Nemesis, but in general across the board. It's you know, we are being much more generous with it.
Ninguém joga isso daí,
so
cara.
hopefully that's going to make it a bit
Quem
better.
quer fazer isso,
But
velho?
it's also important to mention that depending on which loop you end up with, you're gonna get all the rewards.
Porque os
for
caras
this
não
loop
arrumam o
and
que
all
precisa
the previous
arrumar,
loops
fica
for
arrumando
that.
um modo descida que ninguém usa,
So that
ninguém
a
vai
lot-
no modo
a lot of
descida, cara.
caches.
Se vai,
And,
cara, é,
of course,
porra,
as
é
you
a
can see
minoria,
from
sei lá, velho.
this infographics here that there were improved guaranteed rewards. Some of them were changed to exotic and reconstructed cache. And of course, we increased the drop chance for bonus rewards as well. You can see it with the pointy arrows. And this is not all.
A lot of loot.
A lot of loot, but this is not all. There are also few updates to the talent pool for Descent.
Ah, também os talentos aí,
And these
pessoal.
are the new talents that are going to be added to Descent with this update.
Novos talentos do modo descida aí, pessoal.
There are just a few. We won't be going through all of them, right? Because that's a lot of talents. You guys probably already know everything about them. Just a few things that we need to mention for efficient talent. The gain per tier has been increased from 5 to 7, with the maximum of 83% at tier 10.
93.
What did I say?
You said 83. I don't want people to go do math and be like, oh, Daria can count.
No, it's true.
93.
Sorry, my English is not Englishing. Yannick is completely right.
But it's it's just gonna be a bit more interesting to build up efficient. And in general, yes, we're adding more exotics to the pool. And I know that in some regards, it's also it can become a problem because we have too many talents in the pool, and suddenly it gets harder to actually get the ones you want. So we are having discussions in the team on how to address that. But there's more on that in the future. That's not a season 2 thing, but we hear you if that's your concern. That you know, if with every season we're adding more talents, that means we're diluting the pool even more and more. But we have some ideas.
Yeah. And I'm just going to recite this that Shock and Ave talent also gain was increased by 10% with a maximum of 105 at tier 10.
Yeah. Yeah, this is from PTS feedback also.
Yeah, but all that information is going to be in the patch notes, so if you're writing everything down, no need to. And that's all for Descent and for the PTS changes for now, and I think we're getting closer to the most exciting
Incursão, Paradise,
part.
Paraíso Perdido aí, incursão nova, galera.
Oh, right. We want to talk about this.
Bom, tá aí.
I think we need to let people
Ai, que
watch
legal.
the trailer first.
Okay.
Onde que é isso
And
daí?
then we'll go into all the details about it.
Isso aqui vai estar custando uns 200 reais.
Bora ver aí, galera.
This is Mackenzie Merritt. We need help. Cleaners have taken the Merritt estate. We need the division. Careful, agents. That tanker can blow at any minute. Agents, please. We need you to stop the Lovebirds.
Caramba, hein,
Oh,
galera?
this is so exciting. Oh my god.
Gostei do que eu vi,
I mean,
hein?
as an avid Division 1
Muito bom, gostei,
fan,
galera.
I'm so excited
Tá aí,
for
nova incursão aí,
incursions
Paraíso
coming back
Perdido.
to Division 2.
Yeah.
Paradise
we
Lost.
talked about fire for
Muito
this
bom,
season,
gostei, hein,
and
pelo que eu vi
this has
ali,
been
hein?
also the theme of
O
the
que vocês
incursion.
acharam aí?
So, should we explain what incursions are?
I think we
Because-
should, yeah.
Yeah, because
Tá aí, pessoal.
again, we keep talking about it, but not everybody was here during the days of Division 1. But incursions is basically, amongst the most challenging content that we have in the game. It's for groups of 4 players, and it's tough. It's going to be tougher than the
A incursão
missions.
Paradise
In some ways
Lost.
potentially tougher than the raids, at least the raids as they are today, because people, speedrun.
É pra
those
4
in a few minutes.
pessoas, hein, pessoal? 4 pessoas,
So
não
the
são 8
incursion is
não.
gonna be,
É incursão, viu, galera?
It's
Não é uma
been
raid.
built and balanced with, the top tier players in mind today.
Embora no
to
Division
try
1
to
as
offer
incursões
a bit of a
poderíamos
challenge.
dizer que
So it will
eram
take
raids no
coordination,
Division
it will
1, né?
take
As
proper
incursões.
builds, it will
Que eram
take
difíceis,
strategy and
cara.
communication,
Eram só
for
pra
the
4
players to
agentes.
actually beat, all the different combats and challenges that this incursion
Também
is
não
going
identifiquei,
to
deve ser
present.
alguma ilha, sabe?
And
Uma
this
ilha,
one is
como eles sempre
quite
fazem no
different from
mapa.
what we had in Division 1.
Como é nas raids, né? Faz uma ilha.
I do not really want to,
Deve
go
ser assim
into
também.
too many details, but I think that it's fair to say that it feels a bit more like a raid rather than the incursion that we
amanhã,
had in
hein?
Division 1.
Yeah, I think it's so. We wanted to have some difference between incursion and raid. It's not just a raid for 4 players. There's a
Acredito
bit
que também
of a
possa ser, né,
difference
Baldon?
where it's it's a bit more about your builds and your team composition. And
Eu acho que isso é a
sometimes it's
saída
less
de uma
about solving
missão,
puzzles,
cara, que...
which the raids have a
Não
lot.
sei,
There are a
cara.
few
Não
puzzles,
sei
and of
dizer.
course
Parece que pode ser uma
the boss
ilhazinha
mechanics
lá.
definitely require a lot of strategy. But yeah, it's a bit more about, like, almost a bit more of an RPG challenge of having the builds to really face the lethality of the space. And then if I can give a comparison, because we had 4 incursions in Division 1, so it can mean very different things depending on which ones you played. But of course, our inspirations were more the later ones. So Dragon's Nest and Stolen Signal were the ones we took from, which were a bit lengthier, with more combats and actual mid-bosses and then final bosses. So that's what we built on when we say, inspired from incursions in Division 1. We definitely took the inspiration from the later ones, not the earlier ones.
Yeah, and of course we already mentioned the new exotic that is going to be exclusive for this specific incursion.
Yeah.
That is called I cannot pronounce it for the life of me.
Ouroboros.
So this giant
Just say Ouroboros.
yeah.
Olha a colmeia aqui, galera. A
Ouroboros.
raiva aqui, ó.
Sorry, yeah.
A raiva
this
aqui, ó,
giant
pessoal.
snake. But this is a very
Da
cool
hora, né?
exotic SMG, and
Da hora.
it's not a guaranteed drop.
Bonezinho, a
You're
raiva.
gonna only have a 10% chance.
Da hora, cara. As canequinhas ali, ó. As canequinhas.
Yes.
So the way it works is it's a bit like the rate, but
Eu só queria se casar com essa blusa aí do
that
Yannick.
you can only open once a week. In that chest, you have 10% chances to get
Cremador
the
vermelho,
Ouroboros.
eu acho que é em Nova York.
If you do
Certeza,
not get
né?
it,
Também
well, you
acho.
have to wait for next week to have a chance to open it again and to get the Ouroboros. But the Ouroboros can also...
10% é bastante, ô Baldão. Não é muito não, cara. 10%, cara. É melhor que a portadora da águia, que é 1%. É 3% portadora. Portadora é 3%, cara.
Basically, once a week you have increased chances to get it, but you can, farm the incursion if you want for a chance to get it, regardless of the weekly reset.
So the completion reward only available once a week, but if you want to replay it, you will still have a 1% chance to drop it from the bosses.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, as you've seen this time around, we are going against cleaners. These lovely birds here are called lovebirds.
Yes.
They're actually a couple, but the rest of their story is for you to discover.
Yeah, and one thing I would say on this incursion is like...
Não tem como fazer sozinho, não. O DMMO aí, 91, não tem como fazer sozinho, não.
And it has ties with the main story of...
Até tem, né, cara? Mas eu duvido que você vai conseguir fazer, né?
Nerds on the Division 2, well, you will see that there are actually connections. We are going to the Murray estate, and Murray, of course, is a name that should ring a bell to people that have played a lot Division 1 and 2. That's this fashion brand that you see everywhere. So this is the estate of the wealthy family that is behind that. And without giving spoilers, in this estate, you're going there to rescue the civilians. Now that the estate, which was turned into a settlement, has been taken over by the cleaners. So you're going there to rescue the civilians. Among which is the leader of the settlement, and that leader is Mackenzie Murray, and she's the heir to the Murray fortune, in a way. And yeah, that's a character that we may...
Acho que vai ser isso aí. Com certeza em Nova York, cremador, né? Vai ser em Nova York isso daí.
Super exciting. And,
tem cremadores e tal, né? Tem tudo indica que seja em Nova York. Com certeza é lá.
We are gonna be giving social media callouts to those of you who would be lucky enough to beat it first. I don't know, in the group of 4, 3, solo. It's probably impossible, but who knows?
Solo is gonna be tough. So you don't need 4 players. You can perfectly start the incursion with less players if you want to. Now you should know that solo is probably gonna be hard just because of the mechanics of some of the fights in there.
Por causa das mecânicas aí, pessoal. Não dá pra jogar solo.
At least have 2 players to go there.
Yeah, I think
tem mecânica, galera. Não dá pra jogar solo.
I mean,
probably people gonna find a way.
On paper, it's impossible, but
A mulher tá falando, com certeza o pessoal vai encontrar uma maneira pra fazer solo aí, ó.
To beat it, but on paper it should be impossible to defeat it solo. That's not a challenge. That's just mechanically, that's the way it is. But with 2 players,
por causa das mecânicas, você tá dizendo. Até você consegue fazer sozinho, mas por conta das mecânicas você não consegue fazer sozinho. Então realmente vai ter que fazer em grupo. Foi o que Yannick falou, tá?
I mean, you should definitely go with 4 players on your first choice.
Yeah. Please do not sacrifice sleep.
Ela tá falando, por favor, não se sacrifique fazendo solo.
But yeah, I'm super excited to see who's going to be able to beat it first and which platform, which country, how fast, but...
Not too fast, please.
Not too fast, yeah.
We've put a lot of work into it. It would be nice if it lasts for a couple hours before someone beats it.
But yeah, as much as I don't want to move from the incursion, there are still some things that we need to show you guys.
Ok, mais coisas aí sobre a incursão. Qualidade
right, absolutely.
de vida do jogo. Algumas mudanças aí, pessoal. Vamos ver.
Yeah, thank you, don't worry. So, a few things that it's totally my bad that I forgot to mention. This incursion was made together with the Shanghai team.
Ubisoft Shanghai, yeah.
Yeah, and we want to give them a shout out. A few people that we worked with is Shan Jiawei, Song Xiaoqian, Gao Yunan, Zuki, Shan Tianmo, and thank you so much for everything that you did. I think this is
Com certeza vai ser algum cara usando hack aí, atirando de escopeta. Aquela mini escopeta como se fosse uma submetralhadora matando todo mundo, velho. Com certeza será ele, cara. E não vai ser banido, tá? Não vai ser banido. Ele vai fazer em 1 minuto. Em 1 minuto ele acaba.
We wanted to make sure that we had consistency with the challenging content we've had in the past.
Não é verdade, GG?
So we actually reached out to Sébastien Lafouterie, Seb, or Sébastien. And the name might ring a bell to some people, but basically he works at Ubisoft NC, and he was a game designer and then lead designer on the raids and some of the incursions in Division 1. So we wanted to make sure that
apesar que não vai conseguir fazer a mecânica, né? Então vai ter que encontrar 4 chiteiros pra fazer, velho.
Involved and helping us a lot. So hopefully this will
quem joga na DZ sabe o que eu falo, né? É verdade, verdade.
But again, yeah, amazing work back.
Ai, caramba.
And I also just want to give a shout out to the team.
Tem que dar risada, né, cara?
The incursion was Shanghai. I don't want to make it sound like the team in Bucharest does not do a fantastic job all the time. They do. A lot of the great content that you see in the game is done by the team in Bucharest, and it's been a great partnership.
All the manhunts, the gear, that's our colleagues from
Descent,
Bucharest. Yeah.
Climax missions, bunch of stuff.
Yeah, the only reason why I forgot to mention the team because I was so worried that I'm going to mispronounce the names. So, but yeah, let's talk about quality of life changes. I just hope that when Shanghai team watches it, they won't be very upset with me.
Hope not.
But yeah, a few things, quality of life changes that we need to mention for this specific season. If we can see the infographic, please.
Infográfico aí, vamos ver.
So, yeah. I'm sure that people are going to be very excited about the exotic
caixas de exóticas agora nos vendedores da DZ.
Yeah, it's just about trying to make
a redução da Hive Stinger 30% no PVP. E foi colocado também mensagem de notificações especificando quando o player não pode se habilitar nas missões de Manhunt. Nossa, acho que a única coisa legal aqui foi reduzido a distância da Rave, né? Stinger, né? Em 30% no PVP e também esses caixas exóticas vendidas às Dark Zone, pessoal.
And you know the message here is I know people in chat and people watching this, PvP players are probably like, there's a lot of PvP that needs to be changed, and you haven't done anything for PvP in a very long time. And
falando sobre o PvP.
Tell you, we hear you, and there are more and more drastic PvP changes that are coming.
Nossa senhora, não acredito que ele falou isso!
Oh, we just got a question from the chat. I'm sorry.
Eles falaram que vão vir coisas novas para o PVP. Vocês acreditam nisso?
Day one.
Yeah, together with the rest of the season 2.
So there is no delay.
Coisas novas estão vindo para o PVP, o Yannick disse. Agora, o que será isso, né?
We're not gonna do that tomorrow. So when the update comes out, as soon as the servers open,
vamos ver,
you can go hit that incursion.
Eu já escutei isso várias vezes e outras vezes e nada foi acrescentado no PVP, cara. Mas ele falou de novo aí, cara. Pra não zicar.
I know, I already...
We did not actually give the date of the update.
We did not, but I was saving it for the very end. Okay. See, but then again,
well, it's tomorrow, but please pretend to be surprised when we announce it at the end.
Okay, let's get back to quality of life changes.
Tomorrow.
No, I understand that people are so excited about the incursion, but...
Sim, estamos excitados pela nova incursão.
For us to talk about, right?
Ok.
Anything else PvP-wise you want to mention?
Fala alguma coisa sobre PvP, por favor.
There's more changes and more drastic changes coming. That's
Nossa, mais coisas drásticas estão para mudar no PVP, ele disse. Meu Deus.
Some other things, I think it's a very nice one.
Mas banir os cheaters ninguém bane.
Certification that gonna help players identify what sort of other steps they missed in order to.
A arma choque já acabou, né, no PVP.
I think that's
A galera
a very
vai.
helpful one.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially when you miss out or when you're not sure exactly what you need to do. I know that for some players out there, you're probably reading that and being like, "That's dumb. I don't need that." That's okay. It's not for you. It's for other people, and that's what quality of life changes are about. It's really about removing the small frictions. Sometimes it's more meaningful changes like exotic caches. Sometimes it's just removing small frictions or making small flow and experience improvements. So this is one of those for the people that sometimes get lost in the in the list of things that need to be done to actually play a manhunt.
Yeah, because there are sometimes we see the questions and people are a little bit lost. I think that would actually make the manhunt experience more streamlined and easier to navigate.
And the next one is also the same, right? Add the discovery mission to the manhunt menu activity list. Discovery mission becomes available upon completing the target.
Que é isso, GG? Pelo amor de Deus, para de falar isso. Você tá zicando o jogo aí, GG. Por favor, cara.
It's a small flow in improvement, but you know how playing the manhunt last season, when you finish a target, then we tell you, hey, go back to the castle to go talk to that person. This is not a mandatory step. You can actually start another target and not do that. But that creates a bunch of problems in the flow. So now it's going to be a mandatory step. Now you're going to have to, once you finish a target...
Já tem essa arma aí que deixa tonto, cara. A arma de Natal, solta umas bolas de neve. Deixa o cara tonto, pô.
With understandability, with people actually doing the right things at the right time, and hopefully will create less situations where people get lost in the manhunt or potentially also things breaking.
Yeah, absolutely. And no, I really think that those are very helpful, especially considering how many questions we usually receive about these specific topics. And it's not the last one. There is going to be a second slide, I promise. But the equip set button is something new that you guys going to be able to see in your apparel menu, and it would help you equip all owned items from the selected item set. So you don't really need to click them one by one.
Yeah, it's especially a problem when you're playing, like apparel events or whatever, or you get all the set items and it all looks cool, but you have to go find all of those pieces one by one. Now you can do all of that at once. So yeah, once again, this is one of the quality of life changes. The whole experience with outfits and apparel and all that are also things. Is also something that we are going to make more improvements to moving forward. But this is just one of them. A small thing that should help with some players.
And let's move to the next slide. So yeah, another update that I know a lot of players were waiting for. We added the Legacy Manhunt menu, where you would be able to find the previous season Prime target missions, and also go through the targets profiles, play all the missions in the order, and get all the rewards.
Yeah, I mean, this is so there's a very different window of scale when we talk about quality of life changes. This is almost a whole new feature, but yeah, it's basically for all those who want to catch up on the story or to replay the old climax missions or the old manhunt. So now you will actually have a timeline that tells you
coisas boas pro PVP vão vir aí, viu?
Give you the brief of what
muitas
happens.
mudanças no PVP, incursão nova, no PVE, claro, né? Novos sets, novas armas, nomeadas e exóticas. Qualidade de vida do jogo, aí vão vender caixas exóticas no Dark Zone, enfim.
When you finish the mission. So yeah, this is all in order for people to re-experience some of that. It's not the full manhunt, just to be 100% clear. It's just the climax mission, and we will give you a text explanation of everything in preparation of that climax mission, so you can follow the story that way. The one thing that's still missing is the collectibles, the season collectibles. They are not yet added, but our plan is to also allow you to get those collectibles as you beat the bosses of the climax mission. It's not going to be there yet, so not with season 2, but in the future, hopefully not too far, we will also add that functionality that you will be
Qual
able
caixa
to
que tá dando delta no
farm the
contagem
collectibles if you
agressiva?
missed them of the
Qual a
previous
caixa?
seasons by
Eu
replaying
não,
the
eu não
climates.
tenho delta quando eu
So
compro
yeah,
nenhuma
hopefully
caixa
this
na contagem
would
agressiva.
give our new players the
Amarela?
opportunity to experience the previous story installments and at least get a glimpse at what happened before.
Yeah, it's just if you missed out on a season, then no panic. You can get the gist of it by just playing the Legacy Manhunt.
Or you can watch NGN's analytic
Or
reports.
you can watch videos.
Yeah,
That's also
it's up
fine.
to you. And the last one, we won't go through all the details. That's another outfit widget that would help you understand what items you own right now, what you don't own, and also will help you identify which specific items belong to a specific set. So another good feature for all the fashionistas out there.
Yes.
But that's not all. I mean, quality of life changes wise, that's all. But there are some other things that we hinted at in the very beginning. It's actually winter holidays. I know it's just
Bom,
2nd
evento
of
de
October,
Natal, galera.
but winter holidays are essentially going to be part of
Vai vir
season 2.
Yes.
So I think
roupinha de
it's
Papai Noel,
good
uma
for
arminha
us
que solta
to
neve. Quer ver? Vamos ver, vamos ver,
them
vamos
a
ver.
little bit. And we have a small preview.
Isso pra dezembro
Tiny
aí.
sneak peek
Oh,
for
que
you.
legal, galera. Aí,
This is
ó.
one of the items
Uma
that
mochila de
we
Natal
can
aí,
have,
pessoal. Com luzinha de
as
Natal,
a
hein?
reward.
Yes. I know it's spooky season and we're already showing you Christmas stuff, our winter stuff, but it's
Aí, roupinha de Natal.
That's gonna be, you know, with every winter holiday in the past.
Até que
we've
enfim
had,
alguma coisa nova pro Natal, né?
bespoke name item. Usually these have been, two of them were weapons. One was a face mask. And this time it's gonna be
É só um outfit,
proper
pessoal.
Santa.
É só pra mudar a aparência da mochila
Yeah, it's
mesmo.
so nice with
Just
all
gonna
the
do fun
Christmas
things.
lights and
É só isso,
small-
pelo
small
jeito.
lady. Actually, when the agent is running around, the teddy bobs its head
Yeah.
a little bit. It's so cute.
So it's not gonna be in game right now. I mean, it's not gonna be available in game right now.
In December.
We'll,
The-
I
the-
guess
the
we will
ex-
communicate the date.
Yeah, the exact
closer
date
to-
will be communicated later. But I
Mhm.
think it's also important to mention that there are going to be some old items available as well, but we'll also have 10 new items,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so we're gonna change a bit the winter holiday and how it works. You know, in the past it was you had
Eles estão dizendo que mudou o jeito
Scavengers, was it?
do evento de Natal.
NPC anyway that had the Christmas hat, the Santa
The
hat.
hoarder.
The
Então
hoarder,
mudou o
yeah, and
NPC
you could,
que dropa a
you could take
mochila
them
aí,
down and
cara.
then get the named item.
Mudou a aparência do
That
NPC
was
que
pretty
dropa
much
no
it.
Natal, sabe?
Now we've
Mudou
actually made something that's a
O
bit
chapéu.
more, you know, a bit more of a celebration and activities. So you will have 15 daily projects knocking on a day-to-day basis.
Boa, GG.
And each one of those projects will give
Boa,
you...
Dark. Você falou tudo, Dark, na moral.
Cosmetic rewards.
É verdade, cara. Infelizmente é a dura realidade. Novas atualizações, novos bugs antigos não resolvidos, novos bugs, novos glitches. É isso.
Yeah, and from what I remember, it would be possible to complete all the projects even on the very last
Isso vai mudar o Goblin. O Goblinzinho que dropa os itens. Mudou esse ano. Então, mudou a aparência dele.
Every day, but you can always catch up with the ones you've missed as long as the event is active.
Não é mais aquele
super
Goblin, tá ligado? Que do ano passado. É diferente agora. Só isso mesmo que mudou. Do evento de Natal. O que significa Kiei?
Yes, it's under the table.
High quality production right there.
Ah, Key Production.
But you yourself told that everything is in order now in this room.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I thought it was until you took out your laptop. I was like, oh, everything's so professional. Do I need to talk to keep people busy while you're trying to do that?
I'm quickly gonna update the document. It's updating.
E aí?
Dory, why are you zooming?
É isso.
I'm just trying to put some
É isso, Baldão.
dynamics in there.
It's updating.
It's coming. It's coming, people.
Meu Deus, o
Wait
que
for it.
será? O que será que vai
It's gonna
vir
be
aí?
amazing.
Me contrata, Will, pra testar.
It's almost there. So, questions. Let's start,
questions e perguntas.
So,
Perguntas e respostas, pessoal. Agora que eu me liguei o que é.
With the whole season, so October 3rd, now you know. I don't think that's even a secret at this point. Like, whenever we announce the live stream, pretty much everyone knows that the season is dropping on the next day.
Yeah, that's would be weird. Hey, by the way, it's coming next month.
Is it possible to make an incursion like in Division 1?
Yes.
Botar para traduzir aqui, tá?
This is not a raid. You will be able to match.
Podemos conseguir mais resgate de reféns, nenhuma menção do Division 3. Podemos ter algumas roupas femininas, olha só, que não se parecem com homens de bumbum em drag queen.
If you manage to be the incursion solo.
Cara, deixa eu tirar aqui. Olha isso daqui, chat. Podemos ter algumas roupas femininas que não se parecem com homens de bumbum em drag, por favor, cara.
The incursion is going to be paid? No, it's
Podemos
free.
conseguir mais resgate de reféns?
Caralho, of New York, as usual. But as long as you own Warlords of New York and you're level 40, you can go there. It's not paid content.
O chat tá animado, o chat, ó. Quando começa a segunda temporada? Caralho, pelo amor de Deus, os caras estão mais perdidos do que seguem um tiroteio, cara. Melhor fazer alguma zona cega. Há tanto trapaceiro correndo por aí com teclado e mouse Cronos. Pô, se isso fosse todo problema, se fosse esse, né?
Is incursion DPS based? Not really.
No,
podemos obter roupa do recrutador? Que tal as recompensas da temporada para a criação para aqueles que começaram após certos pontos? Por exemplo, as recompensas da temporada 3 para criar... Enfim.
6 months from now, people will be able to breeze through it. But if you're going there tomorrow,
quaisquer planos para uma Dark Zone em Nova York ou Brooklyn? Legal seria, hein?
Yeah.
Lead by experience. Will incursions be a yearly thing or seasonal or just one-time thing?
Well, let's see how the one goes tomorrow. It's just, we talk about incursions as a concept. It's coming back to the Division 2.
O que aconteceu com a DLC de Brooklyn? Isso é verdade, cara.
If you folks like it, if you're having fun and if you want more, let us know.
And that's it for incursions. There are a few questions about the apparel stuff. Will we get the recruiter outfit? Oh, that's a nice one.
Would be nice, right? Looks good, huh?
Yeah, I wish we could.
Podemos ajustar.
Can you bring back Halloween masks?
Halloween mask?
Specific ones or just in general? We will have a spooky season.
Quando virá a reformulação da especialização?
On the store.
Sério que é mencionado?
I don't know if I'm reaching
várias vezes, mas a falta de informação que temos agora nos dá qualquer pista sobre a renovação de especialização. Meu, até agora já passaram um ano sobre a renovação da árvore da especialização, eles não falaram nunca mais. Eu acho que caiu no esquecimento isso daí já.
Tactical skins for legendary weapons. What's legendary weapons?
Trapaceiros na DZ permitidos? Olha lá.
Yeah, exotic weapons maybe, or the signature weapons. If this is skins for exotic weapons, that's an idea we have in mind, but we don't have anything concrete on that just yet.
Aumenta o tamanho do estoque. Aumentar o tamanho do estoque. Aplicativo complementar. As caixas exóticas ainda custam 170 na DZ. Mais espaço de armazenamento no inventário, pessoal.
Yes, it is. Maybe I'm not supposed to tell you that, but you would figure it out soon enough anyway. Yes, it is. It is. When you place your turret, you're basically creating a circle AoE, and anything entering that AoE is going to be set on fire. The turret effect is just for dramatic effect, but it's actually setting everything on fire.
A question about the possible nerf for San Elmo and shock ammo in DZ and PvP. That's actually been on our Trello board for quite some time. That we're working not on that specifically, but
not with Season 2, but we are looking at PvP balancing, and I hinted at the fact that there are more PvP changes that are coming a bit later down the line. We're working on a bigger package.
And status effect for
Estão falando que vai vir aí
So that's
várias...
on our Trello, so if you haven't
vários
seen that one,
balanceamentos
please
na
go
Dark
check it
Zone.
out.
Duvido,
I'll put the link
duvido,
there.
duvido. Eu
Questions
duvido.
about reworking old exotics?
The plans to
Dread
rework
Addict.
old exotics.
Dread Addict.
Yeah, I mean, plans I don't know, but that's an intention. You know, we want with every season to not just bring new things, but when we have the time to also revisit, revisit older things. So sometimes it's going to be gear sets, sometimes it might be exotics. So yes, on paper that's an intention, even though we don't have a concrete plan on.
É isso,
when and
Baldão.
how we do that.
Aí não,
But
Baldão.
when we have time, we will revisit some of them.
People are asking about the possibility to add new exotic to raids now that some of the exotics are available in the Dark Zone.
That's not our plan just yet. We're adding exotics, as you know. There's an exotic coming to the incursion. We add exotics as exclusives to the new content. Adding new exotics to the raids. I'm thinking about it. I think that would make sense if we were to revisit the raid in terms of balancing as well.
Valeu, Ted! Valeu, Ted!
For a lot of groups out there, the raid has become a bit too trivial.
Ted's
So if we would want to
Tedesco Gamer, valeu aí pelo sub, viu, cara?
Probably want to also revisit the raids and potentially try to make them a bit more challenging. And that's not planned at the moment.
I still think that it would be fair to say that it's not easier to get an exotic in the DZ rather than in the raid. It's just...
No, I mean, the most predictable option is still to do the raid. You have a chance to get it in the DZ, and our intention is kind of to keep going that way. That's things that are exotic, not exotic, but are exclusive to specific piece of content are only exclusive for a time, and then eventually we add them to the Dark Zone. So you will see more of that as we keep going, keep advancing in our timeline. We're going to eventually 1 year in the very long future.
Eu queria essa camisa, cara.
For example, might be
Olha a camisa dele, velho.
but not anytime soon. So of course it would make sense when we do that to also start rotating new exotics on those activities. But to be honest, the thing is exotics they're not easy to produce, so there's only so many we can make every season. So we have to, be careful where we put them.
A very popular question about Descent. Where will there be checkpoints in Descent?
Not at the moment. It would take a complete refactoring of how Descent works. It's also, if I pull the curtain a bit, it's very messy technically with your save. Because we are putting you on another character. If we were to allow, so I would assume when you say checkpoints, you actually mean like being able to save your progress and resume in another session. Because I find that most of the time that's what people mean. Maybe I'm wrong, but when they say checkpoints, but right now, when you leave a session, we erase everything of that session, and that's the only way for us to make sure that we can put you on a fresh character when you start Descent. It's technically your character, but actually it's not. So anyway, that would be a tremendous amount of work, and that would also kind of trivialize the concept of permanent death in a way, and really trying to push you. What we want to look at, though, on the other hand, because we know that this is a very regularly requested thing, but in truth, I think what's in many cases what transpires through that is the fact that people find that Descent just takes too long. And it's not easy to necessarily plan a session of 45 minutes, 1 hour, or 2 hours. And I think that's maybe where we can make more improvements.
Tá falando sobre o Descida aí, cara. Que
Bringing
ninguém
down the
joga.
session time of Descent to
Ou pelo menos eu não
something
jogo,
that is
né?
a bit more reasonable, and takes a bit less long.
Alguém no
to,
chat aí joga
to
Descida,
get
pessoal? Modo
the
Descida?
threshold of reaching the Nemesis and beating the Nemesis.
Coloca aí no
So,
chat se você
We're
joga.
a bit more interested in that and looking in that direction, not adding checkpoints.
Cara, eu não conheço ninguém que joga modo Descida. Ninguém.
Performance issues.
Ninguém, cara.
Will they be
Por que eles dão tanta importância pra esse modo Descida, cara? Cara, não é questão de ser egoísta, tá ligado? Pô, só porque eu não jogo, ninguém não deveria ter, mas, cara, Tem tanta coisa mais importante, cara, pra eles fazerem do que ficar dando atenção pra esse modo descida, sabe? Então, é muito repetitivo, chato, exaustivo. É pior que o ápice, cara. Joguei até semana passada pra pegar o áudio, os colecionáveis e só. Aí, até que o Nightmare fez mais do que a gente, né? Summit é muito mais legal, né? Eu posso dizer que é menos pior, cara. É menos pior, cara, porque eu também não gosto do Summit, não. Eu prefiro ficar na contagem regressiva do que qualquer um desses dois aí, cara. E contagem regressiva também já encheu o saco, né? Eu joguei uma vez ou duas vezes descida e... Tem nada a ver com o jogo, né, cara? Não tem nada a ver com o jogo, cara. É um jogo dentro de um jogo. A faculdade também acho, também.
How can we get the hoodie Yannick is wearing? It says Dev Team here.
Bom, acabou, né, galera? Já não tem mais nada que falar aí, né?
Yeah, just come work with us and you'll get it.
Eu queria esse casaco, ó.
Easy.
Colocar.
Get a job, get a hoodie.
Caos.
But yeah, no, I mean, like we make faces, but I mean,
Caos.
I think we've been
Division 2. Caralho, hein, velho? Ia ser da hora.
In the past, on our ambitions with Division 2, we want to keep going. As long as we're being allowed to, we want to keep going with Division 2. There's still I know we've had announcements with Julian as an executive producer and the Division 3 becoming a thing. But that doesn't change anything for us and in terms of ambition for Division 2. We still have big plans that we want to keep going for as long as we can.
Legal, cara. O Division 2 vai continuar, tem grandes planos, Division 3 tá vindo. Galera, tá bom. A gente não pode reclamar. Então, ano passado, o Division 2 ia acabar e hoje sabemos que vai continuar, grandes planos pela frente. Division 3... Heartland.
Extending stash space
amanhã.
Space,
amanhã, Dark.
We are at the point
eu acho que é amanhã, né?
Technically not possible anymore. And I'm pretty sure we said that last time, but this was the maximum.
Amanhã.
Like when we did it a couple of years ago, this was the maximum we could do. And I'm sure some smart people will quote me and say that I'm stupid and that this is not how it works. But the truth is just that if we extend it further, we're going to have problems.
Amanhã, não fique admirado se amanhã atrasarem aí a atualização. Talvez só volte amanhã. Então fiquem preparados aí por um longo período de servidores offline, viu, pessoal?
But the real problem here is the concept of hoarding in our game.
2 gigas não, com certeza é mais. Eu acho que vai quase 8 gigas, 8 gigas aí de atualização.
I should hold on to that because it might be useful later. Or I have all those builds and I want to keep every single one of them because if I lose that item, it's gone forever. So we have some ideas on in the future how we can try to address that issue without having to.
8 gigas, eu acho que vai ser 8 gigas. Atualização. Por causa da incursão, novos itens, correções, entendeu, pessoal? Não acredito que seja 2 GB não, mas mais gigas aí.
Textiles and how to make that how to make you folks spend your textiles because you're sitting on a bunch of them. So we're discussing about what's the best.
Né, cara? Puta merda. Compra um SSD novo aí, Baldão. Porra.
But yes, it is an active discussion we're having.
Bom, computador eu tenho 3 terabytes de armazenamento, eu tô suave.
If we by any chance missed anything, it's not because we do not want to answer those. There are going to be other live streams, maybe other opportunities for you to chat with us. It's another thing that we've been discussing lately. Of course, we'll let you know about all the details once it's finalized. But I thank you for joining us and thank you, Yannick, for
Valeu, pessoal.
today. So
Olha aí,
To
pessoal.
repeat once again,
Division
you're
Resurgence
finding Puppeteers
para você
is
se
dropping
registrar
tomorrow,
agora no
October
Android ou
3rd,
iOS
together
para
with
você
Inclusion,
ganhar
together with all the gear,
único
with all the
exclusivo
nice weapon
aí.
skins that we showed you
Aí.
today, same for the quality of life update,
Armas,
the
skins,
sand,
roupas.
it's all gonna be included
Se
with
registra
the
aí, galera.
whole
Já vou registrar.
So, yeah, hopefully you'll
Vou
be
registrar
there,
agora, pessoal. Só
and,
pegar a câmera aqui, ó.
the
Pega a
patch
câmera,
notes
coloca
that
nesse
we
QR
made
Code
regarding
aqui, ó.
new gear with all the specs and
Eles
stats,
tiraram.
are
Sacanagem.
also going to be dropping after the live stream. So stay tuned.
É
Thank you
isso.
so much.
Thank you
See
for having me,
guys.
Daya. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
And yeah, have fun tomorrow. Have fun with the incursion. Have fun with the season. And just, yeah, let us know how all of this feels.
Valeu!
See you. Have a good day.
Cheers, everyone.
Valeu, pessoal. Ai, caramba. Tamo junto, hein? Boa semana pra vocês, galera. Resumão. Mais do mesmo. Vocês são foda, hein, velho? Vocês são foda, vocês, viu? Pessoal, um abraço. Boa semana pra vocês aí, viu? Vê se aparece pra dar um oi aí quando eu tô fazendo live, pessoal. Pô, vocês só aparecem quando tem live de Division, pô. Quando eu venho jogar um jogo diferente, vocês nem dão a cara. Vocês são os canalhas, viu? Tchau. Um beijo. Valeu, pessoal. Fui.